Welcome to our exploration of John Keats's Ode to a Nightingale. Today, we'll delve into the rich tapestry of literary devices woven into this celebrated poem. Through a close analysis, we'll uncover the powerful imagery, symbolism, and poetic techniques that contribute to its enduring appeal. These terms would be explained and analyzed thoroughly in Ode to Nightingale. Metaphor, simile, personification, alliteration, hyperbole, apostrophe, oxymoron, paradox, enjambment, repetition, anaphora, onomatopoeia, assonance, imagery, visual, auditory, tactile, symbolism, nightingale, forest, wine. 1. Metaphor. A figure of speech that compares two unlike things without using like, or, as. Quote, fade far away, dissolve, and quite forget what thou among the leaves hast never known. The above metaphorically suggests the speaker's desire to escape into the nightingale's world. This metaphor creates a vivid comparison between the speaker's current state and the ideal world of the nightingale. 2. Simile. A figure of speech that compares two unlike things using like, or, as. Quote, my heart aches, and a drowsy numbness pains my sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk. This compares the speaker's pain to the effects of hemlock. This simile helps to convey the intensity of the speaker's suffering. 3. Personification. Giving human qualities to non-human things. Where beauty cannot keep her lustrous eyes. This personifies beauty as a living being with eyes. This personification adds a human quality to an abstract concept, making it more relatable. 4. Alliteration. The repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words. Called him soft names in many amused rhyme. This line uses the repetition of the s sound for a musical effect. This alliteration creates a pleasing sound pattern and emphasizes the speaker's affection for death. 5. Hyperbole. An exaggeration for dramatic effect. I have been half in love with easeful death. It is an exaggeration to emphasize the speaker's longing for escape. This hyperbole adds dramatic impact and conveys the intensity of the speaker's desire. 6. Apostrophe. Addressing someone or something absent or inanimate as if it were present and could understand. Thou wast not born for death, a mortal bird. The above line directly addresses the nightingale as if it were a living person. This apostrophe creates a sense of intimacy and personal connection between the speaker and the nightingale. 7. Oxymoron. A combination of contradictory terms. Full of the true, the blushful hypocrite. It combines contradictory terms for a vivid effect. This oxymoron creates a sense of paradox and highlights the complexity of the speaker's desires. 8. Paradox. A statement that seems contradictory but expresses a truth. That thou, light-winged dryad of the trees, in some melodious plot, singest of summer in full-throated ease. This presents a paradox of a creature associated with trees singing of summer. This paradox creates a sense of mystery and wonder. 9. Enjambment. The continuation of a sentence or phrase across multiple lines of poetry. Oh, for a draught of vintage, that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth. This continues a thought across lines for a flowing effect. This enjambment creates a sense of rhythm and momentum. 10. Repetition. The deliberate reuse of words, phrases, or sounds. Away, away, for I will fly to thee. The above line repeats the word, away, for emphasis. This repetition emphasizes the speaker's urgency and desire to escape. 11. Anaphora. The repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses or sentences. Where palsy shakes a few, sad, last gray hairs, where youth grows pale, and spectre thin, and dies. The above begins multiple lines with, where, for a rhythmic effect. This anaphora creates a sense of repetition and reinforces the theme of suffering. 12. Onomatopoeia. The use of words that imitate the sounds they represent. The murmurous haunt of flies on summer eves. This line uses a word that imitates the sound of flies. This onomatopoeia adds a sensory dimension to the poem, helping the reader to visualize and hear the scene. 13. Assonance. The repetition of vowel sounds within words. The coming musk rose, full of dewy wine. This line repeats the vowel sound, u, for a musical effect. This assonance creates a pleasing sound pattern and contributes to the overall melody of the poem. 14. Imagery. Visual. Vivid descriptions that appeal to the sense of sight. The poem abounds in vivid images, such as beaded bubbles winking at the brim, and verdurous glooms and winding mossy ways. These images create a mental picture of the scene, enhancing the reader's understanding and engagement. Auditory. Sound-based imagery that evokes auditory sensations. The Nightingale's song is a central auditory image, described as melodious, full-throated, and plaintive. This auditory imagery helps the reader to imagine the sound of the nightingale's song, adding to the poem's sensory appeal. Tactile. Imagery that engages the sense of touch. The speaker describes the drowsy numbness caused by hemlock and the cooled vintage wine. These tactile images evoke a physical sensation in the reader, making the poem more immersive. 15. Symbolism. Nightingale. The nightingale symbolizes eternal life, beauty, and artistic inspiration. It represents a contrast to the mortality and suffering of human existence. Forest. The forest represents a place of escape, peace, and freedom from the constraints of human life. It symbolizes a natural world untouched by human civilization. Wine. Wine symbolizes pleasure, intoxication, and a temporary escape from reality. It represents the desire for indulgence and forgetfulness.